It was early December, just before Christmas, and around early evening when I went to the mall to do some shopping. I was there to pick up Christmas presents for my family and some of my friends. I was in Macy's, browsing the men's clothing section, looking for polos and pants. That's when I noticed something strange out of the corner of my eye. I turned to look, and saw a man staring right at me. He looked to be in his mid to late 40s. I'm usually a friendly person, so I smiled at him and went back to looking at the clothes. I did not think much of it and continued my shopping. After a while, I decided to leave the men's section and move on to the fragrance department. I was checking out different colognes when, once again, I noticed someone in my peripheral vision. This time, the man was standing still, just staring at me. I looked over, and there he was, the same man. He was looking at me with this blank, emotionless expression. I did not feel scared at first. I just assumed maybe it was a coincidence. After all, sometimes people just stare without thinking. I stayed in the fragrance section for another 10 minutes before moving on to the women's clothing area. After browsing in the women's section for about 15 minutes, I made my way to the women's fragrance department. As I was looking at perfumes, I glanced up and, sure enough, there he was again, standing on the other side of the counter. He was staring at me with that same blank look. He started moving toward me, but instead of coming closer, he stopped about 20 yards away. That's when I started feeling uncomfortable. I decided it was time to leave Macy's and go check out some other stores in the mall. For a while, I was able to shop without any issues. But as I entered my fourth store, I turned around, and there he was again. The same man, following me from a distance. My stomach dropped as I realized this wasn't a coincidence anymore. He was following me on purpose. I quickly went into the store, hoping he would not follow me inside. Luckily, he did not enter, but I was still on edge. This pattern continued for a while. Every time I went into a different store, the man followed me but kept his distance. I started to feel more and more uneasy, and that's when I decided it was time to take action. I made my way to the bottom floor of the mall, looking around for someone who could help. Finally, I spotted a security guard ahead. I quickly walked up to him, explained what was happening, and asked if he could help me get back to my car safely. The security guard agreed, without hesitation. He walked with me through the mall. As we walked, the creep saw that I was talking to security, and he stopped following us. He stood there watching from a distance, but didn't come any closer. The security guard reassured me that I had done the right thing by asking for help. He told me that just a few months ago, another woman had been stalked through the mall, and she had been abducted shortly after. The police had never found the woman, and they still had not caught the person responsible for taking her. It was not until we were almost at the exit that the man lost interest and walked in the opposite direction. I felt so much relief. The security guard made sure I got to my car safely, and even watched to make sure I was not followed. I was incredibly thankful for his help. I truly believe he was like a guardian angel that day, protecting me from something much worse. I also believe that if I had not asked for help, I could have been taken, maybe even forced into human trafficking, and I might never have been seen again. After that day, I did not go back to that mall for a long time. I was too scared. I still go there now and then, but only if I'm with someone, either my mom, my friends, or my family. I do not feel safe going there by myself anymore. That day really changed me, and I will always be thankful for the security guard who helped me. I believe that if it were not for him, things could have turned out very differently.